Hi, 7th grade humanities students. I wanted to just take a moment to go over with you the Economy and Money Civics theme Hyperdoc. This is your background research for your civics and citizenship project. This document also helps you demonstrate your knowledge and progress towards our learning targets. So it is multi-purpose. Okay, you will use this to design your project using some of the information in this document. So some of the tasks on this Hyperdoc will be completed in class, and some will be your remote work. Okay, and we'll let you know each day what you should be working on either in class or at home remotely. Okay, if you do encounter any problems, you have questions, maybe the links don't work, please reach out to your teachers. We are here to support you. So the first thing you'll notice is that this is a Kami assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up in Kami. And while this is loading, I just want to remind you that all of your Kami tools are over here on the left-hand side. In order to navigate these documents, you want to make sure you are on this select feature. So a couple of things to note before we get started. This should look pretty familiar to you. Tasks are organized in using this whole construct, express, act. And so remember that you're constructing your knowledge, express, you're doing some sort of kind of comprehension, making sense of what it is that you just either read or watched. And then you're doing some sort of reflecting in the act piece, okay? Before we start going through the tasks, the other thing I want to call to your attention is that it is structured in a way that addresses our learning target for civics. So remember that we were exploring the origins, the functions, and the structure of government, okay? So all of these tasks are specifically designed to meet those targets, okay? Up here, it tells you that we want you to start using this dictionary feature in Kami to help you to find any words in red. Now, I'll let you in a little secret. You can use this dictionary feature to define any words, okay? But specifically the words in red, we thought you might need help in understanding. So as I scroll through, I do notice, oh, there's a lot of words in red, okay? So let's just choose one for an example. So I'm gonna click on the dictionary feature, and when I click on the word that's in red, boom, it gives me the definition of it, okay? Capitalism, an economic and political system, and it says basically that the country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners, okay? It is not owned by the government, and that is what kind of sets capitalism apart. All right, but moving back up here, let's take this task by task so you know exactly what you should be doing. So right here, task number 1, under construct, this heading kind of tells you what the articles or videos are about. So this is the history of the US federal tax system. When I click on this article link, it takes you to exactly that, the history of the US federal tax system, okay? So you're gonna read through this article, and then you'll come back here to complete this express. The express is structured in a way that gives you some multiple choice questions, some true, false, fill in the blank, and short answers, okay? So you're gonna finish that. There's 10 questions here. And then you're going to do some reflecting by way of drawing. So you're going to draw a symbol for each type of tax below that helps you remember what that tax is. Be sure to label your drawings, okay? And so there's different types of taxes that you will read about in this article under construct. All right, moving on to task number 2. This deals with capitalism, okay? The article specifically addresses what is the American dream. So you're going to click on the article, you're going to go ahead and read through it. And then you're going to come here to the express section, and it says, oh, there's an ed puzzle. But notice that the ed puzzle is not linked. So what I need to do in that particular case is head back to Schoology into the main folder that I have access to, And right here is where I will be able to access this Edpuzzle, what is capitalism? So you're going to complete that, and then you'll come back to the Hyperdoc. And for the ACT section, you're going to interview and take notes on an adult you know. That could be a family member, a teacher, a coach, etc. Include your notes about their answers below, okay? So you're going to record who you interviewed, and then you're asking them these questions. Hey, what does the American dream mean to you? And to you, which presidents have been the most influential in shaping the American dream and why? All right, so conducting an interview, 2 short questions, but you want to make sure that you are taking notes and that you record those answers here along with the person that you interviewed. Don't forget that when you do want to type something in, you need to use this text box feature. So notice I have text box over here. I can make the font as big, as small as I want. Maybe I want to make it 12 points. I literally just have to click, and then I can go ahead and spread that out, okay? And then I can go ahead and I can record who I interviewed. Maybe it was my dad, okay? So leave that there. You'll record the answers to these questions right here, okay? Then again, remember that I have to be kind of on this select feature. Okay, so I'm gonna head back over here and I'm gonna move on to the next task. All right, this next task deals with the wealth of the United States. And the first thing that I notice is that I have 2 videos that I need to watch, okay? So the first one addresses what a dollar can buy around the world. And then the second one is a little bit more serious and talks about income inequality in the United States, okay? What you're doing with this background knowledge is you are completing or recording 3 things you learned, and make those specific, please. 2 questions you have or 2 wonderings, something that you're wondering about. And then 1 inspiring person or quote from the video. Okay, so you are then recording all of that. Then you're going to click on this Jamboard for the ACT. Okay, and you're going to write down 3 things that the U.S. can do to help close the income gap. You'll notice that in this video specifically, the look at income inequality in the United States really talks about that. But you're going to have to think about it too. Okay, so then write down 3 things that U.S. can do to help close that income gap, which from the video you'll find out has actually expanded as time has gone on. All right, so now we see that we're in this function section of the Hyperdoc, okay? So the following tasks kind of relate back to the function of our government. And so the first one is about personal finance, okay? This video talks about, it's called Do It Yourself. And so you are actually going to listen about an entrepreneur and how he has kind of gone about setting up his business, okay? From there, what you're kind of doing is taking this document. So I'm going to click on the link. This gives me definitions for these different economic terms, okay? What I can also do is use the dictionary feature. And I'm not quite sure if it's going to be able to tell me no definitions found. So that's when I'm going to go back to this document, and it gives me a direct definition of what each of these mean, okay? What you're doing is defining the following terms, okay? So you're typing out, once again, the definitions to each of these, okay? Please don't simply copy and paste it, because then again, you will not be able to make sense of it, and you need to put it in your own words, okay? Then you're going to this ACT section, because now that you've gotten this background information about what these things mean, you're going to actually apply it to this pay stub example. And you're going to find the numerical values that correspond to these things, okay? And so let me just give you a glimpse of what this looks like. Here's what it looks like. This helps you make sense of it. So notice that number 1 corresponds to number 1 over here, okay? So on and so forth. So you go through all of that and record your answers. Task number 5 has to do with taxes, okay? So there's this debate on supporting schools and paying more taxes, okay? You're gonna need to sign into your Newsella account using Google, okay? Using your Google account. And then you're gonna read this article. Where does the government get the money that it spends? You'll need to read both of those in an effort to find out how our tax dollars are spent. In addition to reading this particular article, okay? So you'll need all of this background information to answer these questions below, all right? Like who writes the federal budget? What's the process for getting a budget passed? So on and so forth. Then you're going to reflect with an audio recording. What cause do you think is most important for taxes to fund and why? It tells you can do right here with an audio recording. Remember that in order to make an audio recording, you need to go to this comment feature, click on voice comment. You can click where you would like that to be placed, and it will be recording you right here. When you are finished, you're just going to click stop. If for some reason you are not satisfied with your recording, go ahead, X out of it. It takes it away and you can redo it. All right, moving on to task number 6, government assistance and social programs. Now, you'll notice that there are a variety of different resources. Please go through all of these, okay? The video talks about raising minimum wage. That's a big hot topic going on right now. There's some charts and graphs that kind of walk you through minimum wage and how it's kind of changed over time. So you'll look at those, and then you'll look at this article, which talks about COVID-19 and the economy. What's been the impact of COVID-19 on the economy? Then you're going to fill in these multiple, you're going to answer these multiple choice questions, fill in the blank, true, false, and short answer. Okay, there's 4 of them. And then for the act section, you're going to create an audio recording or a video or use any type of media to share your views as you answer the following questions. And it all kind of really relates back to this idea of minimum wage, okay? You're gonna link your project right here. Now, let's say you did a slideshow to record this information. Again, you will need to make sure that you change the settings to make sure that anyone in LSUU can access it, okay? That's if you use a Google Doc or a slideshow, and that's, you come up here to share. You make sure down here at the bottom when it says get link that LSSU, anyone in this group can view this link. You want to make sure that's what's turned on. Then you're going to copy this link, click done, head back over to Cami. You'll insert a text box. And then you'll go ahead and paste your link right in there. All right, moving on to the structure of this document, the tasks that relate to the structure of our government. The first one is on budget. And this article talks about Biden's economic plans. You're gonna click on that. You're gonna choose 2 economic agenda items from the article to summarize in this table below. Make sure that it is in your own words. And then for your reflection, you're going to talk about which of Biden's agenda items you agree with and which ones are most important to you and why. Please capture your thoughts in a paragraph or recording. Okay, paragraph, you'll have to use text box. Recording, we'll use this comment feature using either this voice comment or you can do a video comment. Moving on to task number 8, economic systems around the world. It's really good to get a world view of different systems. This first video talks about economic systems throughout time. It's a pretty brief video. And then you're going to come down here to this article about income inequality. Okay, you're going to use those resources to answer the multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, short answer questions. Okay. And then for the act, you're going to create an ad. Which economic system do you think benefits most people and why? Create an ad that demonstrates the benefits of the system you have chosen. Remember to be persuasive. And under here will be another link to your project. All right, and task number 9, this is the final task. It has to do with US currency. This looks like a lot of different resources, but this first one is just a timeline. It's the history of US currency. It looks like this. So you can actually sort by time period. So here's what colonial notes used to look like, okay? And then you can go ahead and kind of sift through this. So here's, what things look like in 1766, so on and so forth. So you're gonna scroll through that. You're going to use this website. This is the 7 different denominations that the Federal Reserve Board is currently issuing. Okay, and it talks to you all about the different features of each, which is really cool. So if I click on the $20 note, it gives me some information on how security is kind of embedded in there, when this note first entered circulation, so on and so forth. Some really cool information there. And then before I get to track your dollar, this video talks to you about why can't the government just print more money? Like, I don't get it. This video explains pretty clearly why that cannot be the case, okay? Finally, this track your dollar. So there's a system out there where you can actually track where your dollar has been, okay? And this website helps you do it. What you're doing with this information is answering these questions. They're pretty brief. And then finally, you are reflecting on this Flipgrid. In your own words, why can't our government just simply print more money? When you click on Flipgrid, you're going to log in using your Google account. But if you do need, for some reason, either the QR code or the join code, all of that is there. All right, as I said in the beginning of this, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers if you need any help with anything. All right, we can't wait to see what you do with your projects. Thanks so much for viewing.